Coach Corey Wayne. This is my video coaching newsletter, and the topic of today's newsletter is going to be peace, balance, and certainty. Well, I've got an email here from a guy who I've done some email coaching with, and this is a follow-up email that he sent. And just to give you the basic backgrounds of the situation, he's got a woman that he works with who supposedly is in the middle of getting a divorce, but she still lives with her ex-husband-to-be. He was supposed to have moved out by now, but yet he still hasn't done that. And there's also a guy who is, I guess apparently he's like one of his superiors or one of the managers there, that is also interested in this woman. And she's obviously flirting with him, and she's flirting with the manager and spending time with both of these guys. And she had told them, hey, we should get together once my divorce situation is finalized or resolved, and we should go out. And he's like, sure. And I personally wouldn't date somebody who still lives with their ex-husband because they may reconcile. I don't want a messy situation with that, especially somebody that you're working with. Because say you start dating her for a month or two, hanging out, having fun, and hooking up, and then she decides to stay with her husband because they have kids together. Now you got to work with this person. So this manager that is also there and spending time, he doesn't seem to give a shit that she's married. And so he's trying to facilitate moving things along with her as well. And so this manager, whenever this guy is talking to this girl, he tends to give him bullshit work assignments to jerk him around as kind of his way to try to keep him away from the girl. So it's really kind of a sticky situation. So he talks about, he's been getting network chiropractic adjustments, which I'm a big fan of, and I've been getting for 11 years at this point in my life. It's one of the most life-changing things I've ever done. And so between what he's learned from my book and how he's only been getting network care adjustments for a short period of time, he's noticed some big changes in how he shows up when he's around her, and it's really helping him not become so attached to the situation. So I have a quote that I wrote on this particular topic, and I'm going to go through his latest email. And the quote says, "The shape and tone of your spine is the shape and tone of your life. Anything that happens to us in life, such as personal and professional stress, or injuries from car accidents, sports, etc., gets stored in our nervous system as muscle tension. This muscle tension causes our spine and skeletal frame to become unbalanced. This inhibits our ability to experience life and our emotions fully, and can literally lock our physiology into a stressed, depressed, and unresourceful state. This will also have a negative effect on our health, life, and our relationships with other people. NSA, which is also known as Network Spinal Analysis or Network Chiropractic Care, is the most effective way to get us unstuck and back into our natural, peaceful, and relaxed state. Being in a peaceful and relaxed state enables us to remain at choice and make superior decisions that brings more peace, ease, delight, balance, and effortlessness into our lives." So let's go through his email. And this email takes place after the email coaching session that I did with him, I guess a few weeks ago or a month or so ago. But I just want to give you kind of the basics or the background on what his situation was. And since then, he started getting an SA, and he's kind of changed his approach a little bit of how he's interacting with her at work. And because obviously she's married, she's still with this other dude, and she's flirting with him, and she's flirting with another guy in the office. Plus, she's spending time with this other guy, this manager guy, outside the office. So it's kind of a weird, awkward situation. So what I told him to do, stop going up to her, stop going out of your way to talk to her. If you see her, wave to her, but don't go out of your way to talk to her. And he started doing that, and now all the contact really is now being initiated by her. But at the end of the day, she's not available yet. She's still living with her ex-husband-to-be. And who knows if she's actually going to move out. I mean, she could be totally full of shit and completely lying and just be looking to fuck somebody outside of her marriage. You don't know. If she's narcissistic, she has no problem looking in the eye and lying. That's why you stay away from situations like this, especially in a situation like this, where one of this guy's managers is also trying to hook up with the same girl, and she's flirting with both of you. So always know your downside risk and everything. And in this particular case, the downside risk is just too much. That's why you don't get involved with people like this. So he says, "Hey coach, first of all, thanks for your awesome videos. They've really helped me in a bunch of different ways. One of which is the reason why I'm writing. I've been Been getting NSA adjustments with Doctors Homer and Stephanie Johnson. Well, I don't know them personally. I may have met them at some of the Network Chiropractic retreats over the years. I don't know. I've met so many because there are literally hundreds of Network Chiropractic doctors all over the world. So, but I think it's great that you're going. He says, I've only had 5 treatments so far, but I can tell the difference. My back doesn't hunch as much as before. Now, what's interesting about that, I mean, think about this. If you're hunched over, if you're like literally leaning forward like this, and you got the big hunchback going on, that's the physiology of a depressed, sad, unhappy person. If you think about it, if you're literally locked into that physiology, you can't help but feel depressed because your physiology is stuck in that state. And that's one of the things I love about Network Care. It's like it just completely loosens all that muscle tension. So you stand up straight, your chest opens up, just like I talk about in the video, Body Language That Attracts Women. If you've ever watched, I demonstrate that. Because if you're already in a hunched over state, I mean, yeah, you can straighten your back out, but your normal state when you're not thinking about it is to be hunched over. And Network Care will totally loosen that up. He says the curve is visible still, but improved. They recommend 32 treatments at $60 a pop. Not cheap at all, but I feel great. Most of the network doctors will give you a discount. Like if you buy, say, a couple months worth of entrainments, they'll give you $15 to $20 off of each entrainment. But if you're buying like one at a time, yeah, you're going to pay $60, $65 a pop. But if you buy a package, you can usually get them done for $45 to $50 a pop. So he says, I wrote to you about my hot coworker recently, and I'm doing my best to not give her my attention. She does stop me in passing, but I keep it short, smile, and walk away. That's the best way to handle it, because at the end of the day, she's still hanging out, she's still living with her husband. Anyway, as strange as it sounds, I don't feel, he puts in quotes, as bad about her as before. He says, NSA maybe? I say absolutely. I mean, you think about it. If you're stuck in a stress state, and what's interesting is the base of your brain where your spinal cord attaches to your skull, that part of your brain is associated with fight or flight response. Most people are stuck in fight or flight response. So everything that happens in your world, you're thinking, do I fight or do I run away? You're literally fearful. So it's very hard to experience anything else, especially if, like in this case, you've never been very good with women, or you've always struggled with women in your relationship, so you feel insecure, you worry about whether they're going to like you or not. So you're literally in a fearful state all the time. You're stuck in that fearful state. The center of your brain is associated with your brain's awareness of your body. And the frontal lobe, which most people never even use or access, all has to do with accessing the heart, living from your heart, living at choice, being in a peaceful and relaxed state, and being totally congruent and aligned with your life's purpose and your life's mission. And when you get in that peaceful, relaxed state, it enables your body to enables you to mostly function from the frontal lobe of your brain, where you focus on your purpose, your mission in life, and you feel peaceful and relaxed, and you're no longer hijacked by these situations. Because when you're stuck in a fearful state, you're totally fucking hijacked. And you literally, your whole life, you've been emotionally conditioned to interact with members of the opposite sex a certain way. If you've always been fearful and insecure and worried about what other people thought about you, NSA adjustments can really help you. It's the weirdest thing in the world. You think, how can getting your spine work done cause you to show up and have better quality relationships? That sounds ridiculous, but when you experience it, and that's why I'm such a huge advocate for it, and that's why I've spent probably, I don't know, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 over the years and all the retreats and network care that I've gotten done in my life. It feels amazing. If I go away for a couple of weeks somewhere and I'm not getting network care adjustments, I can feel my spine and my neck tightening up, and I don't like the way that feels because I'm used to feeling chilled out and relaxed. Now, I still get angry, I still get pissed off, but I'm not stuck there. It's not where I live. So he says, anyway, as strange as it sounds, I don't feel as bad about her as before. NSA maybe, and I obviously yes. He says, my back feels like I have had actual physical adjustments, but I know I didn't. That's the other interesting thing about network care versus regular chiropractic. Regular chiropractic, they crack your bones. With network care, they make light contacts on your neck mostly and different parts of your back. And all that really does is it's a cue to the brain to put some awareness there. And so when your brain's able to do that, it's able to recognize, oh wow, there's muscle tension here. These muscles are out of whack, or they're in a stress state, and therefore that's causing what's called a subluxation, which is the vertebrae is literally twisted sideways one way or another, and that pinches the nerves that come out of it. And those nerves connect to all parts of your body, all of your organs. And so you think about it. If your nerves are all pinched to go to your vital organs, that's not, obviously from a health perspective, that's going to have a negative effect on your health, especially as you get older. But it also, what's interesting is every one of your vertebrae is associated with a different part of your personality. And wherever people have trauma or muscle tension, they literally lose access to that part of their personality. And like for me, I had like this huge lump in my back in the emotional center because of the environment that I grew up in as a kid. And so I had this lump, and that made it very difficult for me to have healthy relationships because I was literally stuck in a fearful state, and I was constantly worried about and obsessing, am I going to be loved? Is this woman going to care about me or not? And once I started getting network care, you feel it's like you trust things more. It's like you trust in the universe. You trust that things are going to work out. You trust that things are going to be okay. Yeah, you're still going to experience fear from time to time, but you're not hijacked by it. It's not like you get up every day and you're just terrified of what may or may not happen in the future. He says, it's so weird, but I have a better sense of peace now. I would have never found this if it weren't for your videos. And as for her, well, it's her loss. I mean, like I said, this particular woman, I mean, so what? She lives with her husband. You don't know whether or not she has any integrity. You don't know whether or not she's actually going to leave him. And plus, on top of that, she's flirting with you and inviting your attention. And on top of that, she's doing that with a manager. So if your outcome is, I want to have a great relationship, I want a great girlfriend, I want somebody to date who's single and ready to mingle, and she's not. So therefore, if you involve yourself with someone like that, she's going to get in the way of you achieving your outcome. It's like when I do phone sessions with people, it's like one of the things I always feel, what's your outcome? What do you want? What's your goal? And people start, well, I want this girl. And you're like, no, I don't want to hear about the girl. I want to hear about what do you want for your personal life overall. Well, I'd really like to have a great relationship. Exactly. That's your purpose. That's your mission when it comes to your personal life. This person happens to be married. Like in this case, this woman's married. You want to have a great relationship. Well, it's kind of hard to have a great relationship with a woman when she lives with her husband and her children. And she's hitting on you and some other guy at work. And those are just the two people that you know of. More than likely, she's probably doing that all over the place because she's looking for attention. And this woman may or may not leave her husband. I mean, think about it. Say you start sleeping with a woman like this. Why should she leave her? She's got, her bills are paid for. She's got kids with this guy. And then a year or two later, oh yeah, well, I'm working towards this. I'm putting some money aside, and we're talking about it. And you just keep getting one fucking excuse after another, and it just never goes anywhere. So if you focus on your outcome, which is you want a great girl to have a great relationship with, she's not capable of giving you what you want. That's just the way it is. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone, Skype, or email coaching session. You can choose any of those options by going to my website, clicking the products tab at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking whichever option works best for you. And I will talk to you soon.